Welcome back to Film Gob, everyone. It's Shayker here. Now, I want to talk about this article that came out on Cosmic Book News. It says Disney Fox sabotages Dark Phoenix for Captain Marvel and Brie Larson. Now, I was thinking along the same lines. I was thinking, well, I've still not seen X-Men Dark Phoenix. I went today. I was ready to watch it. I got to the cinema, and guess what? The cinema is closed because of flooding. So I guess I won't be watching it for another few days, but I've heard good things, I've heard bad things about the film. Leading up to the release of Dark Phoenix, this movie was getting attacked from the media, and of course, you know, the pro-MCU bloggers out there were attacking this film like you've never seen before. Well, you have seen it before, you've seen it with Batman v Superman and a few other films, like even Wonder Woman, they were trying to take that down. But let's read this article, and we might find some similarities. Deadline offers numerous reasons why Dark Phoenix failed, but includes in their report a tidbit that is worth mentioning in that the movie was originally supposed to be 2 parts. It said that Fox execs changed gears during the late pre-production and demanded that it only be one movie. I wonder who... Do you remember how it was Justice League as well? Justice League Parts 1 and 2 got brought down to one movie. That's very similar as well. Similar goings on. Let's move on. X-Men Dark Phoenix Extended Cut exists. There's so release the Phoenix Cut. That's what we need to get trending. In addition, reports are surfacing that a much better cut of X-Men Dark Phoenix exists that would have been a better fleshed out story and included even more action and improved dialogue and a worthwhile villain. More on that below. According to fans that have viewed the cut, it would have added up to 22 minutes or more of footage. Fans have viewed the 2 different cuts of the Dark Phoenix movie. Offer lines were changed in the theatrical version of the film that took away from the much better extended version. The theatrical release of Dark Phoenix has a runtime of less than 2 hours, while the preceding 2 X-Men films are near 2.5 hours in length. Comparisons to the Kinberg cut are now being made to what happened with Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman and Justice League, cut down to 2 hours, which saw Warner Brothers executives interfere with Snyder's vision, and fans campaign for the release of the Snyder Cut. And we're still campaigning, guys. We're not going anywhere. The Snyder Cut team will be at Comic-Con next month, even if Warner Brothers will not be. Now, why would Fox cut Dark Phoenix and even go so far as to change lines in the film? Well, did the Disney Fox deal cause executives to demand changes on Simon Kinberg's Dark Phoenix? Did the similarities between the Dark Phoenix story, starring Sophie Turner, and Brie Larson Captain Marvel movie caused Disney to interfere? Dark Phoenix was originally going to be the first Marvel movie starring a female superhero, but that went to Brie Larson and Captain Marvel when the Dark Phoenix release date was changed yet again and moved away from Captain Marvel. Dark Phoenix was supposed to come out November 2018, then February 2019. A month before Captain Marvel. Did Fox decide to release Dark Phoenix as one movie because the Disney Fox deal was going through? Were lines changed in the movie in addition to the ending redone? So it further separated Dark Phoenix from Captain Marvel. That made it worse. So did Dark Phoenix have reshoots and saw its runtime cut because the longer, by all accounts, much better version wasn't favourably received by test audiences, and they planned for that? Or was it again because Disney wanted Dark Phoenix changed so that it didn't resemble Captain Marvel? It says regarding Captain Marvel and Brie Larson, while promoting the release of Captain Marvel amid fan backlash, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige told fans,
"We thought it was the right time to finally introduce Captain Marvel to the world. She's one of the most popular characters in our comics. She's one of the most powerful characters in the comics and will be the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe."
Get the f*** out of here. Get the f*** on out of here. There's a whole bunch of this.
And it was a great foreshadowing, not just for how audiences are going to embrace Brie as this character, but also for how Captain Marvel is about to take the lead and be at the forefront of the entire cinematic universe.
Well, what would have happened if audiences favoured and liked Sophie Turner and Jean Grey and the Dark Phoenix movie more than Brie Larson and Captain Marvel, as Dark Phoenix was supposed to be released prior to Captain Marvel? How was Marvel Studios and Disney going to promote Captain Marvel as the first female Marvel superhero movie if Dark Phoenix gets released November 2018 or February 2019? Feige says it himself that Brie Larson and Captain Marvel are taking the lead and will be the forefront of the Marvel Universe. That can't happen if X-Men's Dark Phoenix, Jean Grey and Sophie Turner come out on top. Certainly if fans, even at the general audience, saw the original better version of Dark Phoenix prior to Captain Marvel, that they would have second-guessed what Feige and Marvel Studios were doing, even going so far as accusing Captain Marvel of ripping off Dark Phoenix.
Is that like a personal attack or something? Or is that okay?
Again, Feige, Marvel and Disney couldn't let that happen. Billions of dollars were at stake. Now, in my opinion, even if X-Men Dark Phoenix had came out earlier, I don't think the opinion of the media and the fans, the MCU fans, would have changed. I think they would have attacked Dark Phoenix the same as they are doing now, whether the movie came out before or after Captain Marvel. So it all adds up. Simon Kinberg's initial plan is to make a 2-part Dark Phoenix movie, but during pre-production he was forced to only make it one movie. For some reason, Kinberg decided to cut the runtime, cut scenes and change dialogue for the worse. The movie was never intended to be a summer film. Dark Phoenix is darker and more psychologically complex than other X-Men movies. It was always seen as an off-season release, and the original plan was to get out ahead of Captain Marvel and be the first female-led Marvel movie. Now, I'm going to link you this article in the description below. It goes on a little bit more. It goes into, like a timeline of what was happening. Simon Kinberg, how he planned his 2-part Dark Phoenix movie. All, as you can see, the bullet points here, the main points, how things changed. The article's even got details on the extended version, the plans that they had for Dark Phoenix as a 2-parter. Got the bullet points here. Now, I don't want to read any of that just yet. I want to see the Dark Phoenix movie first, and then I will view everything here. You can also use another example when Wonder Woman came out, and it was a big success, a women-led superhero movie. Warner Brothers and DC did it. It was a big success, and Kevin Feige had to come out and put on a brave face and say, oh yeah, congratulations to them. In the same article, he was like, it's fun to be first.
And this balding cuckold is now figuring out how he's going to sell Captain SJW to the masses. Ah yes, release it on International Women's Day. Cheap, opportunist, gimmick, from the House of Lies. Why it's okay that the Captain Marvel news keeps trickling in slowly, she said. Marvel is actually right to make us wait so long for a female superhero. Lol. When asked if he was hoping Captain Marvel would have made it to the big screen before Wonder Woman, his reply was, and oh boy, you will not believe the words that came out of his mouth. I think it's always fun to be first with most things. What a twat.
It's fun to be first. That's all he cares about. That Wonder Woman's success, it burned him inside so much. How can we get back? And this is, I guess, again, him and Marvel Studios and Disney sabotaging Dark Phoenix. And with the way things are going now with X-Men, the film's not doing well. Dark Phoenix at the box office not doing too well. This is their way of, possibly just putting X-Men away for a while. Right? I know they said, it might be like 4 or 5 years before we see X-Men again. I have a feeling that they don't want X-Men to be as popular as Avengers. I have a feeling that Kevin Feige is not interested in bringing the X-Men into the MCU in a way that they become the new Avengers or as popular as the Avengers. I think they might stick X-Men as a TV show on the Disney Plus service, and then they can carry on making the whatever, Avengers, new Avengers they have plans for. So let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Click that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, so you know when I upload a new video. Check out these other videos on screen at the moment, you might like them. But until next time, I'm Shayker, and I will catch you later.